You know that moment when something isn't working right and you start convincing yourself it's time for a new one, even though it might not be. Something starts acting weird and it's not completely broken, it's just not working the way it used to. But before you really stop to think about what's going on, you're already pricing things out, mentally preparing to replace it because our brains are wired to look for the fastest way to make an annoying problem go away. And that's usually where we fall into the trap of spending more money than we need to. Hey everybody, welcome to Thrifty Budgeting. So for me, assuming that something had to be replaced when it didn't started with my smartphone. It had gotten slow, the battery barely lasted, and everything felt just off. You know that stage where you're carrying a charger everywhere, watching the battery percentage drop and thinking, well, I guess I'm gonna have to break down and buy a new one. And let's be honest, phones aren't cheap anymore. So once that thought shows up about replacing it, well, that doesn't feel good and it starts feeling painfully unavoidable. Now, this is the moment when the decision really gets made. Not when something is broken, but when it becomes annoying enough. But here's what surprised me. In my case, it wasn't the phone itself that was done, it was the battery. I ended up taking it to a third-party repair shop, one of those you break it, we fix it places, and had the battery replaced. Now, the cost was small in comparison to buying a brand new phone, and the difference was really noticeable right away. The phone felt so much better than it had before in a long time, and that's when it really clicked. It wasn't that the phone was outdated. One part of it had just simply worn out before the rest of it did. And this applies to smartphones in general. When phones start acting tired or draining really fast, we tend to assume the whole device is done without realizing that replacing the battery can even be an option. That one realization completely changed how I looked at replacement decisions, because phones aren't the only devices that we treat this way. I mean, most of us already know that desktop computers can be upgraded. What often gets overlooked is laptops and even some tablets can fall into the same category. When a computer starts acting up, it usually doesn't happen all at once. You know how it goes. Things take longer, programs hesitate, and the startup feels heavier than it used to. Before long, the thought becomes, yeah, this thing is old. Now, what makes this tricky is that replacement feels like the only option, even when upgrades exist. Parts can often be replaced or upgraded, and professional services are available that cost far less than buying a whole new machine. What a lot of people don't realize is that a slow computer isn't always a failing computer. Now, we tend to think of storage as a space for your photos and files, but it really affects how responsive the whole machine feels. And when that part drags, everything else does too, even if the rest of the computer is still fine. The same thing can happen with batteries. When a laptop or a tablet won't hold a charge anymore, it can feel like the device is over when it isn't. This is why so many usable computers get replaced, not because they're dead, but because the slowdown feels final. The important part here isn't knowing how to fix it, it's knowing that options exist before jumping straight to the buying replacement mode. Now, that pause alone can save you hundreds. And this isn't just a technology thing either. It shows up in everyday household items too. Now, a really good example of that is vacuums. Now, at some point, most of us have had this problem. The vacuum doesn't pick up like it used to. You go over the same spot again and again, and the dirt is still there. It sounds different, and the thought becomes, well, I guess it's worn out. That's usually when the idea of replacing it starts creeping in. And depending on the vacuum, that can be a pretty big purchase. A lot of people don't realize there's another option before jumping straight into buying a new one. Now, what many people don't realize is that vacuums often have two different paths. Some people choose to have them professionally serviced. Others look up their exact model and then clean them themselves. Either way, the vacuum isn't usually done. The option just wasn't obvious. So once you realize that there's a pause here, the decision changes. Instead of asking, okay, which new vacuum should I buy? The better question becomes, is this vacuum cleaner actually done. Now, doing that alone can save you a surprising amount of money. And once you start thinking this way with bigger things, you begin to notice it with smaller appliances too. Now, a really common example is single serve pod coffee makers. They start brewing slower, they stop mid cup, and the first thought is usually, well, I guess it's dying. This is one of those habits that feels harmless until you realize how often it leads to unnecessary replacement. Now, in many cases, what's happening is normal wear, coffee grounds, and mineral buildup collect in places you never see, and manufacturers actually expect routine cleaning and descaling over time. So if you're comfortable, there are a lot of quick videos that will walk you through the cleaning process of these machines by model. And if that's not your thing, hey, that's okay. The value here is simply knowing that replacement isn't always your first move. And that's really the thread running through all of this. Being thrifty isn't about fixing everything or turning every problem into a project. It's about pausing long enough to ask whether replacement is really the only option, because sometimes the most expensive decision isn't the problem itself. It's assuming there's only one solution. Until next time, stay thrifty. Peace.